All right, GM notification.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Forever Talking, where we talk nothing. God damn it, Michael.
He joining.
Yeah, literally just as I
Oh,
fucking started.
good start.
I literally was fucking 2 words into the intro, and then you joined me.
So you're saying my timing is spot on?
It's
Yeah, about
immaculate.
3 seconds. About 3 seconds late.
Yeah, it's immaculate. All right, ready?
Yep.
I'm
All
ready.
right. Welcome to Forever Talking, where we talk nothing forever. My name is Ian Moore, my commentating partner and co-host, as well as our two guests returning from last week. Who would have thunk? I had no idea that these two actually back here 2 weeks in a row. But I texted them last night, or 2 nights ago, and I was like, well, Jesus, Wrestlemania was such a fucking grand, awesome time. We might as well talk about it because we can get some views on that bitch. I want to thank everybody for the amazing response episode 19 got. The YouTube clips, thousands of views. It's absolutely incredible, making episode 19 one of our biggest episodes we've ever done yet. People seem to be very interested in the Would You Rathers. People were not happy when I said I could beat Dwayne Johnson, which is something I totally stand on. Absolutely could take him on in a boxing match. I posted the story about Mike's piss jacket today, so we're going to see how that one pulls off. And people thought Gary was foolish for thinking that he could take on a fucking fully sized silverback gorilla instead of a couple chickens every now and then. So we're gonna see how all that plays out. But I texted these boys last night. Since we're talking about wrestling again, I figured I'd have them on the show one more time, and I didn't expect them to join us. These two are hot commodities, and they're hard to get a hold of, and Gary just decided he was going to join about 25 minutes ago. So here he is. This is the first time in history that we have 4 screens up at the same time. So that's going to make my editing job 10 times more complicated. But it's going to be great. It's going to be a great show. Super interesting and a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about UFC. Is it 287?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
I don't know. Izzy versus Pereira. That's going to be. Nick and I are just going to do our predictions for that card since Gary and Mike aren't very too keen on UFC, I don't believe. And then we'll talk about WWE, how apparently today they were bought, which is, I mean, that's something that just kind of flew under the fucking radar in the span of a day. And then as well as we'll just go through the entire WrestleMania card. Last week, we did a riddle. I believe one person answered the riddle right. But they're not following me. So I just saved myself $5 right there. That's a foot long. I could buy a sandwich. I can do whatever I want with that $5. You have to be following me in order to win the $5. Nick or Mikey, do you remember what the riddle was? It was something about the boat and the 3 feet.
Yeah, it was something like what was it? There's a 10-foot ladder on a boat, 3 feet are out of the water, something like that. And then the rains 2 feet overnight. How many feet are now out of the water? And do you want the answer?
Yeah.
That the answer is 3 feet.
The answer was 3 feet.
The boat rises with the water, so ladder is not going to change.
Yeah. So somebody answered that. One person got that correctly, which is interesting. And then a lot of people reached out to me personally to answer the riddle instead of putting it in the comments. And I've been like, you could have just won it there. Some person commented and goes, well, I could have Googled it, but I won't. I'm going to be professional. And I was like, you are braver than I that's literally, I feel like everybody who got the riddles right, just, they Google it. But Mikey, at the end of the podcast, if you have one more riddle for me, since you apparently are the riddle guy, just be able to crack, just, I don't know how.
I'll figure something out.
Yeah, if you can figure something out by the end of the episode, we got to put another riddle out there or another.
Here's a riddle for you. When was the last time they had $5 footlongs? Those have been gone for a long ass time.
Have they?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't fucking, whenever I go to Subway, I'm not asking them, hey, is this still $5? I just ordered the sandwich.
Do you pay?
Yeah, but I get the sandwich, I get chips, I get a bottled soda. Comes out to be like $9, $12. You think that's about right? I don't know.
Christ.
Well, fuck, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not paying that much attention to how much the sandwich costs. Just getting the sandwich. And that's bullshit if the $5 footlong deal is no longer a thing. I just thought that was something that was always around.
It's been gone for at least 5 years, probably, if not more.
Did they get rid of it because that guy who lost all the weight in the jeans was touching kids or whatever he was doing?
I'm pretty sure they just got rid of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
it had nothing to do with the guy.
I'm pretty sure it was not very profitable at some point,
Oh.
especially with the rising price of food.
Huh. Well, that's bullshit. That hurts my feelings. Well, oh well. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll start off with the first subject of the day, which is going to be UFC 287. We'll go ahead and get this out of the way. Nick, do you even know what the card is? I know that it's co-main evented by Gilbert and Masvidal.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
only know 2 fights.
And then Pereira versus Izzy, which those are the only 2 fights that they're really promoting super heavily. This is like the last UFC card before they start announcing like the next 3 of big ones, whatever it's going to be. That is happening this weekend, and then I'm also assuming that they're going to be talking about a bunch of they're going to be going like I only can imagine how this is going to play with the whole WWE merger thing. I think it's just going to be a lot of cross promotion, but I have no idea. I'm hoping that Big Show makes an appearance in the ring, and we get like Big Show versus John Jones or something. I think that would be, huh?
Big Show's in AEW.
Oh, that's right. Let's get Omos versus John Jones. That's fantastic.
Is that another big dude?
Yeah.
Promotion at all. Cross promotion.
Huh?
I don't think there's going to be a lot of cross promotion at all.
I think they're just gonna like if the UFC pay-per-view is gonna be on, it's gonna be like, make sure you tune in next week for WWE SummerSlam. Jesus, there goes my phone. That's my lighting. Make sure you tune like shit like that. But I don't know how. We'll talk about that in a second. Nick, the co-main event, Masvidal versus Gilbert. You're a big Masvidal guy.
Yeah, I got Gilbert Burns winning.
I thought you loved yourself some Masvidal.
I do, but he's not gonna beat Burns. Burns is good.
Why not? It's Masvidal.
Gilbert Burns is more rounded.
It's game-bred Jorge Masvidal.
He can't wrestle.
All right, but listen, like nobody fucking knew who Gilbert Burns was until Khamzat Chimaev fought him.
Yeah,
and like
I mean, he fought Usman twice. It didn't go well, but he fought him twice.
All right. Well, I mean, Gilbert he hasn't fought since the whole Colby thing, has he? He hasn't fought since Colby, I don't think.
Jorge, no.
So he got smoked by Colby. He apparently went out and worked on wrestling a whole bunch. I don't know. I don't think Masvidal's won. I think he lost his last 5. I don't think he's won since Diaz, if that's correct.
I think that's his last win.
That's fucking unbelievable.
But to be fair, his last 3 fights, he fought Usman twice and Colby Covington once. And those 2 are both amazing.
I mean, they're amazing until they step in there with me, But that's just. I think
you would
that's
have less of a chance to beat them than The Rock.
I disagree. I disagree fundamentally. I think we were talking about this. We're starting a new segment on the podcast. And we're gonna call it "Can Ian beat this person in a boxing match?" And Nick's gonna come up with a random person or an animal, like a cheetah. I gotta beat.
I think I got to do a person because animals are weird.
Well, you think I can't beat a cheetah in a boxing match?
No.
Why not?
I mean, are there rules in the boxing match? If the cheetah bites you, it gets disqualified.
Yeah, it's a 2-point, disqualification. Mike Tyson bit the dude, and he lost 2 points. So why would the fucking cheetah be any different?
You see they started a weed company together?
Tyson and
yeah, and the gummies are ears with little bites taken out of them.
Are you shitting me?
That's
That dude, Tyson was on like 2 years ago during the pandemic, whatever. He went on like Logan Paul's podcast. Motherfucker ate a handful of mushrooms live on the podcast and spent like 35 minutes just trying to chew them. How he's alive is fucking baffling. I'm the greatest fighter since the conception of God. I have Gilbert Burns beating Jorge Masvidal. The main event, Izzy versus Pereira. This can only go. I mean, listen, Pereira has beaten Izzy 3 times in a row. Why am I to think that Izzy can beat Pereira? I do think he can. He just has to fight perfectly. Like, he cannot fuck up.
He can't get hit.
He literally cannot get hit. That guy has no right fighting at 185 at all. That guy is fucking massive. He's oh my God. But then again, like Pierre's not gonna wrestle, is he?
No.
So which means he's just gonna try and throw bombs at him. And if Izzy can avoid it like he did in the last fight and maybe not get hit by a giant fucking uppercut from hell, he stands a chance. I want Izzy to win. I think everybody wants Izzy to win, but maybe like a refresher of the 185 division is not exactly a bad thing, per se. Especially if they manage to find a way to get Khamzat Chimaev back in that division.
I don't think so.
What's he gonna do? Fight at 170? How?
Oh no, yeah, he's going to 185. That's right. Yeah.
I hope he fights at 185.
Yeah.
But I wonder who's the underdog of that fight. Probably Izzy, right?
I have no idea.
Probably got to be Izzy. I'm going to say that Israel Adesanya is going to win this fight. And I don't know. I think he's just going to try and do the same thing he did last time. Hold his hands down so he can't hit him. Just jab him when he can. I know that Izzy's more technically gifted at striking. It's just that Pereira, when he hits somebody, like I think the last time Pereira hit somebody, my fucking engine came out of my car. I mean, the dude has rockets. So that's what I'm hoping for. But Nikki, what's your prediction for this fight?
I got Pereira. He's just too big.
It's unbelievable.
All it takes is one hit.
I cannot believe that you would go against, my prediction like that. Because
you want Izzy? Oh, yeah.
Why not? Why not? Sure. I think, it's like Izzy's confidence. He thinks that he can win.
Well, he's the better fighter, but.
And, it's interesting, though.
Maybe he tries to wrestle more. I heard he's been practicing that.
Yeah, guy's so big.
Yeah, but if you can take him down.
Like, Izzy trying to wrestle Pierre is like Gary trying to wrestle me. It'd just be embarrassing for him.
I'd put my money on Gary, by the way.
I would put him to the ground and I would just keep him there like a toddler. Like I would say, sit boy, and he'd get just stay there.
I comment for you right now. I just let you feel like yourself.
You should, because this is my show and this is where I'm allowed to flex my ego. Because anything that you say, I'll just edit out.
I'll censor you.
Yeah, I will censor you.
Just a bunch of whole time.
Yeah, I will paste a bunch of penises around your screen, and there will be nothing you will do about it.
Now we're talking.
Yes, sir. So speaking of the UFC, and the WWE, this is just a perfect transition. It was announced, not announced, but 2 days ago or a day ago, which is how groundbreaking this deal was, that Endeavor, the parent company of the UFC, is finalizing a deal with WWE for a buyout, which would in turn create some sort of it would be a merger between the UFC and the WWE, essentially making them one publicly traded company. Now that happened on Saturday. They said the announcement could be coming as soon as Monday. Monday came. Sure shit, that's a true thing. Boys, the Vince McMahon era and McMahon-owned WWE is over. That is done. That's kind of insane. So the whole Vince McMahon like thing that happened, like that whole controversy where he just decided to, pay a bunch of chicks to bang him, which, billionaire, makes sense. Not sure why anybody was shocked about that. Allegedly. That happened months ago. I mean, like 8 months ago, maybe.
It was over the last summer. Yeah.
So Vince was effectively kind of pushed out of the company. But not really. He was still like a board member. Vince McMahon gave creative control to Triple H. Triple H then took over WWE, and that's probably a result of why it's been pretty good over the last couple months until recently. And it's just weird because Vince McMahon, like, ever since, like, this is all he's known. This is all he's done is show up Monday, sometimes Thursday, mostly Fridays, maybe Tuesdays, just depending on when SmackDown lands, and then a pay-per-view every other couple weeks. He would show up, he would get the script for probably a halfway decent show, he would fuck it up, and then he would go home. And that was kind of what Vince McMahon has done for the last 70-something years. Sure, he did some good things. I mean, WWE wouldn't exist without Vince McMahon. That's just not even, But recently, ever since like he had to kind of leave the company, he gave it to Triple H. In the last couple of weeks, there's been reports that he's been back, just backstage, but not really doing anything. I mean, he dyed his hair from gray to jet black. I don't know if you guys saw a picture of him today, and he's got a little Walt Disney stash now, so that's something. And he didn't really do anything. He just shows up. He said, "Nice show, everybody. Have a good one." He was apparently in gorilla position, kind of doing calls for WrestleMania, but still had nothing to do with the creative process. And then it was announced today that he is WWE has been purchased by Endeavor, making it, I think, like a $9 billion, $20 billion something company worth Endeavor's now $20 billion. And not only is that true, it also, this deal puts Vince McMahon back in charge, and he is now the chairman of this deal makes him the boss of WWE and UFC. Did anybody win more than Vince McMahon?
It made him the boss of UFC also?
Yes.
I don't know.
So here's the layout of how it would work, right? I screenshot it. This is fantastic. So Endeavor, the CEO is Ari Emanuel, who's apparently a friend of Vince or whatever it was. They did like a little press conference today. I don't know. I didn't watch it. Didn't really care. But with the buyout of WWE, it would essentially make WWE and WWE and UFC the same company. It's a merger. And they would be under the same brand. So with this, it would create a new unnamed company, which would be like a media company that is the owner of WWE and UFC. And the chairman of that company would be Vince McMahon, which is fucking wild. So it goes Ari Emanuel, who's the CEO of Endeavor. Vince McMahon's here, as well as Mark Shapiro, who's the president of this new company. So it's Vince McMahon, Mark Shapiro, Ari up here. And then down here is UFC and WWE with Dana White and Nick Khan. So this deal gives fucking Vince McMahon, who has nothing to do with the UFC, essentially any like power over the UFC. He can do whatever he wants. Now, granted, he probably won't. I mean,
there's no way.
There's got to be part of a contract or something that says something.
They did like a little press conference today where he said that he is this deal would give him power, but he's really just going to be working on the business side of like cross promotion of the things. Like WWE shows will promote UFC pay-per-views, UFC pay-per-views will promote WWE shows. But they had a little talent meeting today as Raw is going on as we speak. and I'm hoping that things will be repaired by the time I go out and check what's going on with Raw. But it's just business as usual. Vince McMahon is back in creative of WWE, which is the worst news to come out of any of this.
Really don't think he's gonna do anything with it.
He said that he is back in charge of some of the bigger things, as far as like who should be the champion that would best represent the WWE in a business standpoint. But as far as like the undercard, he has nothing to do with that. Apparently, he had nothing to do with the booking decisions of WrestleMania. This had nothing to do. This was a Hunter Hearst Hemsley fuck up of mass proportions. Vince McMahon had nothing to do with this, which is shocking to say the least. But yeah, it's interesting. So it's weird how it's not. I don't think there's going to be really any changes besides, like if a UFC fighter retires, they'll end up doing a WWE match. I'm sure Conor McGregor will show up on Raw to say some stupid shit or something. Dana and Vince respect each other, from my understanding. I don't know. I don't know what this looks like. I don't know how this is going to pan out. But like, apparently like Vince made, this is like a $9 billion deal.
What I've read, he got like over 3, I think.
I don't fucking wait. He got way too much.
What I thought I remember hearing was like 3.2 or 3.4 or something. I thought I heard.
It's ridiculous.
He was what, 51% still?
Yeah. That's why like he did whatever he left because of the whole allegations thing. He didn't really leave. He didn't go anywhere. He just, because of that, like that was why I remember seeing stories from like inside reporters who like knew like Dave Meltzer and shit, like knew Vince for a long time, like Jim Cornette and whatnot. They were like, this is all he does and knows. What's he gonna do when he's retired?
Quote unquote.
That's what he said. That's what Vince tweeted. It's time for me to retire until I sell my company and come back to run everything. I don't know. I don't, like, they made him the chairman of all this. Vince is what, 75, 76?
Well, yeah, at least.
He's in immaculate shape. I'll give it to him. I can't believe he dyed his hair. It's like as dark as mine is now, which is kind of wild.
He looks like the guy from Eurotrip, the Muscuse.
Nice. I don't
Does he
know.
not?
He does. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. Triple H like came out on Raw tonight apparently, and he said it's just business as usual. Nothing.
Yep.
We're not going anywhere. Nothing's gonna change. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We like to bitch about WWE's decision making all the time, but they make money. Like WrestleMania had the highest buyout of any WrestleMania of all time. I mean, you fill out that stadium with 80,000 people. Even if it wasn't 80,000 people, you do that twice in a row, like 2 nights. That's 160,000 tickets. That's a lot of fucking money. Apparently, the gate was like $20 million.
Plus the Friday night and plus tonight are both in LA.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. That's just the gates. Imagine merchandise, advertising. I mean, like we like to bitch about WWE all the time, but they know what they're doing. And even after the fucking absolute clusterfuck of how they managed to, I've never seen somebody start off running so fast just to fall on their face so hard. But I mean, I wonder what this does to like guys like Tony Khan, who like, what do you do?
I don't think anything. I think it just sticks around. I literally don't think anything's going to change. I don't.
I think it's gonna be.
I mean, I think it's going to be exactly the same, but it's like if you're Tony Khan and WWE's like they have 80,000, they like it used to be just WrestleMania was the stadium shows. Now they're doing it for SummerSlam. They do it for the Rumble. They do it for fucking Clash at the Castle. They do it for Money in the Bank. Meanwhile, Tony Khan's struggling to sell out, 10,000 seat venues.
I was thinking Nick Khan, not Tony.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
I'm thinking no. Nick Khan ran away like a bandit with this thing. Tony Khan is with AEW. You can't win.
Honestly, what he needs to do is
Yeah,
just he needs to not be as involved. Tony
No
Khan,
shit.
he just needs to be the money. Like he has, the Khans have unlimited amount of money. He just needs, but he wants to. He's a fan, so he wants to stay involved. He just needs to get out of the way.
I mean, it's just like
but see, I don't think Tony Khan ever was trying to quote win. I think he was just trying to put on a good alternative. There's no you can't beat WWE no matter who you are. They're just too big.
I'm not sure if it's about like winning, but it's like he clearly has a problem with Vince McMahon and WWE.
Well, he just
And
knows with his audience that's an easy shot to take. You know,
maybe, but I think he does.
defecting
I think he does take it personally.
he might.
I think he really does. I think Tony Khan is very emotional.
Yeah, I mean, I think he realizes. I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. I mean, he obviously wants to be the best, but I think deep down he knows it's never going to happen.
Like
what's gonna be interesting is when these guys' contracts start coming up.
well, it's like, did you see that story with Moxley where he fucking whenever Punk came back, like for that short span after he broke his foot to wrestle Moxley for a little bit. So apparently the story is one, Punk was never even cleared to compete to do that. So he was pissed about that. Shocking. CM Punk's angry. I'm a CM Punk guy. But I mean, if I'm asked to come back to work while I'm still hurt, I'd probably be agitated too. And then Moxley wrestled that whole summer not being contracted. They put the belt on him without having a fucking contract.
I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. I heard they're both in a fight for Jay White.
I mean,
it sounds like it's closer to WWE than it is to AEW.
I mean, it's like, you know, if you're like some of the guys who are sitting over AEW who, let's face it, after the whole All Out situation last year, because I think there's a good chance Punk comes back and it will make things better. And but they haven't really recovered as far as being outside of the news in a negative light.
Talking about the brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since that situation. I mean, and meanwhile, WWE had the Bloodline story, which is one of the best stories that they've had in
years.
I don't know, since Daniel Bryan, maybe. I mean, like if you're guys like Kenny Omega, whose contract is coming to an end, if you're guys like John Moxley, if you're guys like, I mean, you see Cody Rhodes went over there. He just got done main eventing WrestleMania. Granted, he lost, but
spoiler alert.
Huh? Oh yeah, don't fucking worry. We're gonna go into detail on that shit. Don't worry. I'm about to bury Mike live on fucking stream. But I mean, I don't know. Like if you see Cody Rhodes just wrestled in front of 80,000 people at one of the most hyped WrestleManias of all time, I don't know. Maybe that does influence a lot. Like Rusev. That motherfucker can't get on TV.
Nope.
He can't get on television. John Mox? Huh?
They're getting paid to do nothing.
I get. Is that his is that their contracts? Are they independent contractors?
I don't know what they are there.
I have no idea. But like, I mean, I don't know. If you're John Moxley, you know, John's pissed. You go back.
I think John and Jericho are two of the guys that never go back.
I disagree. I could totally see them both going back. Now, Jericho has kind of got like this whole thing where he bashes everybody on Twitter now, so I'm not really sure what that's all about. I don't know. I like, especially since Hunter has it now, owns it now. Well, that's not true at all anymore, I guess. I don't know. I think that it's very interesting, and it's funny how the tides have kind of changed.
One of my big fears is gonna be the pay-per-views are gonna go back to like $50 a piece instead of being on Peacock.
That's what I saw too. About this Endeavor deal.
That's a little What are USC? What are the USC pay per views right now? Probably $70-$80.
80,
They're like
90.
90.
Yeah.
90. Yeah. I mean, they try to recoup their money. So
yeah, there would be a 0% chance. There's a less than 0% chance that I'm paying fucking $90 for WrestleMania. There's a 0% chance I'm paying $50 for WrestleMania.
yeah, so that could be the interesting one.
I don't know. I mean, it's got to be like they probably have a contract with Peacock, right? I mean,
Yeah, but they could pay them out or break it, or who knows.
I don't know because WWE's not the same as UFC. You know, UFC, like WWE has the weekly shows, they're going to be free. UFC doesn't have that. I mean, that's not true. They have like their own weekly thing, but it's not, you know, but they have the big pay-per-view still.
Well, I don't know much about, I mean, I don't know all much about UFC, but I would imagine the general target audience of UFC versus WWE is drastically different, where WWE definitely goes for that kids type of, I mean, it's PG TV,
Yeah.
whatever, or the PG era, you know, so
that
you want
could
kids to
change.
watch your pay-per-views, you're not going to get 13-year-olds paying $50, you know, but they'll pay, you know, whatever the $5 subscription to Peacock.
I don't know. I'm very interested to see how that's going to turn out. They had to make, I mean, there's a reason they switched from pay-per-view to fucking Peacock, or not Peacock, but WWE Network in the first place.
Yep.
Whatever that was. So I'm hoping they stick to it because I don't plan on spending, you know, as much as I love wrestling. There's like the AEW stuff is different because like their pay-per-views are like $60. I've paid like AEW pay-per-views. I didn't buy the last one because I don't
They don't
care.
have for a year though, don't they?
Huh?
Yeah,
They only do it for a year. WWE is once a month.
It's a month,
Nick.
sometimes twice.
Yeah, sometimes twice. So
now that WWE's tied with USC, would that make you or people who are USC fans watch it more?
No.
WWE?
Yeah, and since it's USC, and if USC fans like now they're tied together, would that make you guys watch it more at all? Or
I think there'd be more promotion about it. Like I could see like more like UFC guys making cameos on WWE TV and stuff like that. Like how Logan Paul wrestles occasionally. I could see Daniel Cormier fucking wrestling. I could see John Jones ending up there. I could see them.
Covington.
Yeah, I could see Colby Covington, who his whole thing is like he is trying to be he acts like a heel, like a bad guy on UFC.
that's what I'm saying. So take guys like Nick who really don't like USC, or even me who really doesn't watch UFC. Or sorry, Nick doesn't watch WWE, and I don't watch UFC. It may make me, cross over a little bit more to try to.
I think they're gonna get like some of that audience because a lot of UFC guys are like a lot of the UFC audience is people who watch WWE as kids who translated and now are watching UFC. I can see a lot of like them getting a couple people. I mean that's the whole point of it, right? I like Brock Lesnar fighting in the UFC while he was still Universal Champion. How many years ago that was? That was big for WWE.
One USC guy in general, so that could be interesting. He's always at the events.
Yeah. So
not Vince, Triple H. Sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, like I could see Patty Pimblett showing up on WWE TV and like just guys who are more charismatic on the UFC side because there's a lot of guys who go over to the UFC or who are UFC fighters who like whenever they do interviews, they go, yeah, I had to turn heel and, get the audience against me and sell out paper. They take like wrestling. They take that shit, like the playbook. Like there's a guy named Colby Covington is my favorite fighter right now. He is the wrestling heel. I mean, he's the UFC heel. There's a great story where he was more of a rookie and they were going to let him go. And he was in Brazil and he won his fight. And he was like, I knew I had to do something different. So he went he did the post-fight interview. He goes, fucking Brazil, you bunch of filthy animals. I hate it here. And now he's just like one of the big guys there. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot of like kind of like you'll see Triple H in the crowd and shit. And I think that's really going to be the basis of it. I can't see it going much further. But Well, let's just go ahead and start breaking down this WrestleMania card. So we had our little bet. I got the nights all fucked up. They did different things in the nights than I thought they were gonna do here. We did our little bet. Apparently, I'm buying beer. Actually, hold on here. No, wait. I don't know if this is live. Hold on. Yeah. So yeah, I have to buy beer for both Mike and Gary. That's some bullshit. Nick won the entire thing with 8 points, which is fucking ridiculous.
I thank you, Ian.
I
thank you.
got smashed. I only had 4 right in this entire fucking thing, which is unbelievable, by the way.
How many
It shows how
over
little we actually know.
Huh?
So it just shows how little we actually know.
Well, how the fuck was I supposed to know that Edge was gonna fucking beat Finn Balor? It makes no sense. Why would that ever happen? Gary got 7, Mike got 7.
out of how many?
Oh man. 1, 2,
11.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13. We got half.
Yeah, no, I got fucking a quarter. Yeah, I got a third. I got smoked. So, just to kind of go through the card, first match of night 1 was John Cena versus Austin. I'm going to go through the predictions first of what everybody had, and then we'll go over the card one at a time. We'll break down each match. United States Championship match. Actually, we'll just fucking do it. We'll break it down, and then we'll say who had what for each match. Whatever. The first match of night 1. You doing all right over there? God
Yep.
forbid you fall over. I mean, if you want to do that, that would be a TikTok clip waiting to happen. I mean, that shit, that like that. I mean, views galore. I mean, you have no idea. So by the way, the WrestleMania set looked fantastic. It was incredible.
One of the best stages they've had in a long time, I think.
It was great. And I actually I loved, it's more of a tight card. I was talking to Jacob throughout the entire event, and it up until, I don't know, kind of halfway through night 2, I was willing to say this is one of the better WrestleManias that has happened in a really long time. And then the fucking wagon just fell over and exploded, and
I like it.
Oh, I get it. I understand that you like it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Gary left us. I don't know where he went. He just doesn't like it.
He's just tunneling his inner John Cena.
Oh, shut up. Jacob's currently texting me that tonight's Raw has been the worst Raw he's ever seen, so that's a good sign.
I'm watching it right now. It's on my other screen right here. So
yeah, well, apparently not a lot of interesting stuff has happened this Raw after Mania.
it was a big tag match though at the end. That's pretty.
I don't care. I don't care.
I was making myself a drink to listen to you two here shortly.
Great.
Who's
great? Hey, go ahead and grab yourself some popcorn too. Settle. Strap in. Strap in. We got one hell of a night.
I was whiskey and listen to you two.
First night of night 1 was John Cena versus Austin Theory. It was a pretty short match. It was not a bad match. It's just, John Cena's not going to be going through tables anymore and shit like that. Me and Mike had Cena winning this thing. Nick and Gary had Theory winning this thing. I went with Cena because I thought that while Theory was probably the smarter choice, I figured that they weren't gonna, it was the first match of the night, Theory beating Cena kind of deflates it a little bit, especially since Cena's more over as a legend now. Cena came out with the Make-A-Wish kids. Really, I'm sure that really made their night watching their hero get fucking punched in the nuts.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. And that's not what happened. It was a pretty tight match. Cena at his age, he's not gonna go. He's not gonna go anymore.
He looked like he hadn't wrestled in a year, honestly.
Well, it's true.
I mean,
Well, the
it-
thing with him is they never announced him being around any more than WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So they said he'd be on Monday Night Raw afterwards or around for a few months. So you can't really give him a belt. Like,
I don't. So I kind of figured that they were gonna do it. I thought, imagine this. All right, fucking incredible. I mean, they should make me the booking guy. I mean, I am the most creative person I ever met.
book yourself versus The Rock.
I probably would. Box office. Cena beats Austin Theory. The next night he comes out. He could do like a little. You could either do it two ways. You could do it where Cena like relinquishes the belt in front of Theory and goes, "I told you you're not ready," and leaves. Austin Theory redemption arc. He gets angry and agitated. He goes on this path. Cena comes back at SummerSlam. Austin Theory pins John Cena clean at SummerSlam. It makes Theory look good. Or you could have Cena do like an open challenge thing. Big pop. Everybody loved the John Cena US Open Challenge. Jay White comes out, beats him for the title. Whatever it was. Now that was a pretty big stretch. And turns out they didn't do that. They just had Austin Theory beat up John Cena in front of the Make-A-Wish kids, and kind of took the sales out of it a little bit for me. But I mean, like, Cena was probably not going to win that match. It was a bold pick to begin with. But I thought it would be a feel-good moment if he did win. Cena's whole thing nowadays is he's just going to come back and put guys over. So,
Theory's a top 3 with heat right now, probably. So for him to beat Cena is, I mean, you got to keep
big. It's big. I just didn't think that they were going to like. I didn't think they were going to do that quite yet. The whole Austin Theory thing, I don't care.
Oh, I'm not a fan of him.
I just don't care. He reminds me, I don't know if you've ever played like any of the WWE video games. He reminds me of like a creative superstar.
Yeah.
Like he's just, I am literally a genius. Look at this. I got my teeth. Give me a little more lighting.
Looks blue. You look like a Smurf.
This is not the way I wanted it to go. Yeah. I got nothing but light in here, and somehow I'm fucking dark. It kind of pisses me off.
You're like the opposite way of the light.
Huh?
The light's like behind you.
Wait, hold on. It's a little bit better. We'll do that.
In your closet, you need to be hidden there. Is that your dildo up in the corner?
Yeah. Yeah. It's right next to the lube. Helps get in there. So I don't know. Mike is dealing with his child, I guess. Oh wait, he texted in the chat. Oh, he said be back. I'll miss him. Him.
Wow, there's a nasty glare behind you now. If you move your head, there's a nasty glare.
Yeah, I know it's the light. So I should keep my head here. I got big head. It'll work.
We know.
I know. Yeah. Hey, motherfucker, I don't want to hear anything come out of your mouth. I don't want hey, hoghead, I don't want to
I mean, like I said, there was no talks about Cena being here longer. Then they used Theory tonight to facilitate between Rey Mysterio, Bad Bunny, Dominic, and who's the other guy? Damian Priest. They literally had Theory wrestle Rey Mysterio, and then Dominic and Damian came down, and then they beat up Bad Bunny. But like Theory was just used like as a pawn in it today. It was weird.
That's kind of like, what are they gonna do with him? What do you do? At least with my booking, he had something to do.
I mean, have a top mid-card face him maybe.
I don't know. I just don't care.
Man, I think Bad Bunny is awesome. He took a bump tonight. He got a chokeslam through the announcer table tonight.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, he likes WWE.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like, yeah. I mean, Theory winning, that makes sense. I'm not really all that bothered by it.
We're still talking about this?
We're waiting for you.
Yeah, we're waiting for you.
Sorry. Yeah. The one kid got up.
I mean, honestly, you should be sorry.
Yeah.
The next match was the four-way tag match. I don't know if you guys watched this. This match was actually fucking sick. It was incredible. The big fat Viking Raider guy, he did like a backflip. Braun Strowman did like a frog splash or some shit.
The triple suplex, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was sick. It was just fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a fun match. Let's see who had what in this match.
I had Street Profit.
I had Strowman and Ricochet.
Nick had Viking Raiders. I had Alpha Academy. Chad Gable's awesome, by the way.
Chad Gable, and then what's the more athletic one? A Street Profit.
Montez.
Montez Ford.
He's a star in the make.
They're gonna make him into a guy.
Yeah, he's a top guy. He's good on the mic. He's good in the ring.
Problem is, what do you do with his buddy?
Dump him.
See you later.
It's happened before.
Yeah, so it was a good match. Next match on the card was
Wait, who won that match? Who won that match?
Street Profit.
Street Profits.
Okay.
Yeah, making it. So at this point in the card, it would be 2-1.
0.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike and I were getting. This was around the point where I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna go well." Yeah. The next match was it Logan and Rollins?
Was that, or was it a women's match?
Becky, Trish, and Lita versus Damage Control.
I don't remember which one they did next. I had to watch it in replay. I don't much 11 remember.
I think I want to say it was Logan versus Seth.
Look it up.
Everybody had hold on. Mike and Gary had Logan Paul because you guys are too damn fools. And me and Nick had Seth Rollins.
I'm shocked.
Huh?
I'm shocked they had.
You're shocked that Seth won that match?
I figured Seth can lose that match and not hurt his credibility.
Logan doesn't win.
I totally disagree. The guy who wrestles 300 nights a year loses to the YouTube guy.
Ian, stop moving your.
I know, it's really pissing me off. Loses to the YouTube guy, and that doesn't hurt his credibility?
No, because Logan Paul's not terrible.
He wrestles like 3 times a year.
He ain't. He's not. I didn't say he was great.
No, he's not. He's not terrible, but he's not a guy. He's not a. He's not a.
He needs to be.
He won't be. He's an influencer. He will never be a full-time guy.
I will say, I thought my prediction was going to come true when I saw the Prime bottle walking out with him. Like, that's his brother in there. And
It's not.
It wasn't, but it was somebody of importance.
It was KSI. KSI.
It almost, I was like, here we go. I got my shit.
Yeah, I mean, yep.
I will say though, as far as like the entrances are concerned, Seth Rollins is that was one of the best ideas ever.
I wish they would have cut his music off though, and just let the audience.
Yeah,
I mean, he's over. I don't know what they do with the whole title belt situation. Considering, I mean, I don't know if they're going to introduce a new one but you have to think if anyone's going to be the champion, it's probably going to be Seth Rollins. Yeah. The next was Lita Damage Control. I don't know. I didn't really watch it. I was kind of scrolling on Twitter at this point in time. Mike and Nick had Lita, Becky, and Trish. Gary and I had Damage Control. Again, I took an L on this match. Why the fuck would Becky Lynch and 2 part-timers win this match? I don't understand it at all. It makes 0 sense to me. Trish and Lita are in their 40s. Bailey was like, this is supposed to be like a faction, like dangerous. Makes no fucking sense. I don't care how over Becky Lynch is. Whatever.
Didn't Bailey take the pin too?
I think so. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I was on Twitter. I don't know.
I thought that Trish still sold like a mother effer. Like, she looked great, apparently.
Good for
Lita
her.
did not look so good. Apparently, Lita had a fake thong on. Did you hear about that?
She had a fake thong on.
Yeah, like it was part of her costume. It was supposed to make it look like she was wearing a thong because that was her shtick back in the day. You remember?
Mhm.
But it was apparently not really well done.
I don't know. This was the one match I did not watch. Well, I didn't watch a couple, but I did not watch this one. So yeah. Next was Ray versus Dominic Mysterio. I think everybody had Dominic except Nick.
This one's
Yeah.
a press. Oh,
Everyone had Dominic except Nick, who had Rey Mysterio winning. Because why?
that
Why
one.
would he win? I don't get it. I don't understand.
The only reason I could think is it's just the accumulation of Dominic getting the upper hand for months and months, and finally Ray got his moment. Quote unquote.
Ray doesn't win anything. When was the last time Rey Mysterio's whole shtick is he just gets the shit kicked out of him, and when you think he's gonna have his moment, he doesn't have his moment. Somebody dunks their nuts in his mouth on the big match.
There will be a rematch, probably SummerSlam, and Dominic will say, "It's if I beat you, you retire," and that's probably what's gonna happen.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I guess.
I mean, I think that the only reason they put Ray in the Hall of Fame this year, which they're gonna Ray deserves to be in the Hall of Fame regardless.
But he's still wrestling.
I think that so does Edge.
Yeah, but Edge
that was different. That was different. He got hurt. He retired because he was injured, and then he could come back.
I'm pretty sure Triple H went into the Hall of Fame, and he was still wrestling.
I don't know. This thought it was
not as an individual though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Stone Cold still wrestling too. I mean, but he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but not really.
The only thing I can really think of is since both Rhea won and both Finn and Dom lost, maybe they have her separate themselves because they're
that faction is dead. That is over.
This kills that faction and has her move on as a singles and
if WrestleMania did anything effectively, it was assassinating the fucking whatever it was called, the Dark Order or what? Not the Dark Order.
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. Yeah, assassinating Judgment Day. If this did anything, Judgment Day is dead and buried. It is over. It's done.
Thank God.
Which it could have lasted. Could have been something great, but I guess we'll never know. But I mean, hey, it's a feel good moment. Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Pretty much. Move on. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah. I mean.
All right. It was a match.
Yeah, it was a match. It was a good match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was fine. I guess. I don't know.
Most of the wrestling in the matches were actually pretty good.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. And then it was Charlotte versus Rhea. This match was fucking awesome. This match smacked. Finally, Rhea Ripley is champion, and Charlotte Flair is geared up to win another or 15th.
In about
pretty soon here.
2 months' time or so.
Yeah,
right?
I'll give it a couple days. And she'll hold it for about
3 months.
Yeah, not even. I would say 4 weeks max.
The 14 reigns since I think I texted you guys 2015. In like 7 years, that's insane.
It makes no sense.
And again, only what I said, I think only 4 have lasted more than 3 months. And this last one, when she lost to Rhea, it was at 93 days, so she just barely hit 3 months.
In her defense, I know nobody likes Charlotte Flair. Nobody likes Charlotte Flair, right? I get it. In her defense, as far as like talented women wrestlers,
oh, she's great.
Is there anyone better?
I mean, you could argue Rhea. She's awesome.
I mean, currently,
I think Charlotte Flair is a better in-ring worker than Rhea is. I mean, maybe Sasha Banks, but I still think that Charlotte's better.
Charlotte's better than her.
Think that no.
I don't think Becky.
Oh, she's one of the best, yeah, but it's annoying.
I think it would be best like all time. Like I wouldn't even put Nobody back then. I don't know.
Mae Young.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if she's the best. She's in the conversation of best of all time in ring women, for sure.
I mean, she's incredible. So,
yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why they keep putting her in WrestleManias. I just wish that they were going to give her a title run, make her a bad guy, and give her a title run.
Yeah.
Or just don't do it. Just
yeah.
I don't know, because there's just so many. I think it's more of I don't know. There's so many more interesting people, but I would rather see Charlotte Flair than Bianca Belair.
Yeah, they got to stop putting the belt on her just to put the belt on her.
Yes, I think Rhea run here though.
Huh?
I think Rhea gets a pretty good run here though.
I think so. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I think
she's great. She's phenomenal. She's a phenomenal worker. And this led right into the main event.
Well, you missed one. We had Pat McAfee versus The Miz.
Oh my fucking God. So this was, if there was anything that I had a problem with night one, I wasn't really all that bothered about all the predictions that I got wrong. I mean, I was, because I didn't want to have to buy Gary beer. But if I was bothered by one thing about this section of Pat McAfee coming out to wrestle The Miz was the biggest, most colossal fucking waste of time that I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, it was worthless. And Pat McAfee, like, I love Pat McAfee. Nobody cared.
Yeah, no, it cooled the crowd.
But nobody... I think I look at it. You had, so we said you have. I'm looking right here. So you had Rollins and Paul. You had the Trish Stratus and Lita match, which a lot of people want to watch because they're legends. And you had Rey Mysterio and Dominic. Everyone watched that one. The real one. People had to take a piss at some point. So they probably went, hey, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break here, throw these guys out here so people can go off and do something.
But it's like,
that's a fair
wouldn't you just rather throw Pat McAfee on commentary and have LA Knight or Bobby Lashley come out and do something?
Dude, if I'm LA Knight, I'm so mad.
I'm pissed. Yeah.
When Pat, I don't know Pat McAfee's theme song, but I was like, oh, cool. Oh, and I was like, oh wait, no, it's that the football player.
If I'm LA Knight, I am livid.
I'm pissed.
I'm
pissed. So if anybody has a right to be more pissed than LA Knight, it's Bobby Lashley, because Bray Wyatt just fucking I don't know, didn't feel like wrestling this weekend. So I mean, which, hey, by the way, I'm done with the Bray Wyatt stuff. It's over. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I was sitting in bed thinking about this the other day. Everybody was giving Bray Wyatt chances for the last 10 years. What has he done his whole career?
I'm a huge Bray Wyatt fan, and I'm done with it.
I mean, The Fiend was fantastic.
The Fiend was great.
Until they screwed him up.
And then he wrestled Seth Rollins, and then it was over. It was dead. Nobody cared anymore.
I don't think that killed him as much as Goldberg beating him. That is what killed The Fiend.
Goldberg squashed him, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think he squashed him. It was more it was back to back, and then it was kind of a squash.
Yeah, it was less than 5 minutes of a match.
Killed it. If I can't think of one feud that Bray Wyatt had besides like John Cena. Yeah, that was good. That was good.
He needs to be the leader of a cult and not wrestle. But
yeah. Cena, you could argue the Wyatt family versus the Shield was really good, but that was not.
No, that was good. Wyatt. Yeah, that was good. But I don't care. It's done.
Yeah,
it's over. It is over.
I agree.
He came back at Extreme Rules a year ago, and he has done fuck all.
Yeah, it's been bad.
He's done nothing. He came out. He talks. He just he says nothing. He's the only guy I've ever seen do 10-minute promos and say nothing. I mean, it is fucking incredible. I mean, it's done. I don't care. And why is he out? Why is he gone? Did we get a report of what's wrong with him?
They said injury, but
he's injured.
Yeah.
He's injured. He wrestled fucking once. My nuts, he's injured. He wrestled once, and it was a terrible match that they did it in a fucking Sky Zone theme park and it was neon green or whatever it was.
That was so bad.
It was bad. It was just all bad. Effectively murdered LA Knight.
Yeah.
It's done. I don't want to see it anymore. Bray seems like a great guy, but
yep, I'm done with it.
He had all that. He had it, and it's just dead. So whatever. Maybe it's not his fault. Whatever. Next was the main event. It was the main event. Cinema. Great match, phenomenal match. Nick had the Usos winning. Sorry you didn't get this point, buddy. I know you're heartbroken. It's okay.
Hey, did you even watch a single minute of WrestleMania?
No.
I didn't know. I was curious.
We were talking about him maybe coming to watch it with me, but I was kind of watching it around work, and it was kind of too complicated.
Did you know it was this past weekend?
Huh?
Did you know it was this past weekend, Nick?
Yeah, I knew it was. He texted me a couple of times, like when KSI got put through whatever.
Yeah, the table and shit like that. I texted him a few times, like some interesting shit that maybe he might semi-care about.
And then I was winning for a little bit. Well,
yeah, I was constantly texting him saying, I cannot fucking believe it. You're winning. I'll read you my text to Nick. So I texted him, Logan Paul splash KSI through a table, and I go, you're winning this fucking bet right now, by the way. And then he texted me back and goes, you can thank yourself for that one. And then I go, I'm baffled. And then 30 minutes later, I re-texted him in all capitals, I'm fucking baffled, because I think somebody else won who wasn't supposed to win. And then the next night I go, you and Gary are tied going into the main event, and I'm fucking shocked. And then fucking Roman won and Nick won. This went so poorly. I could not believe how bad this went. Anyway, Usos and Sammy versus Kevin, or Sammy and Kevin versus Usos, great match. I'm happy they went on last. They deserve to go on last. I was a little nervous there for a bit of time that they weren't going to go on last. But yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I only have one beef about it, and that I know it's WrestleMania's pay-per-views, but the finishers meant nothing in that match. That drives me more nuts than anything. Like, how do you hit a guy with three of your quote unquote best moves and he kicks out every single time? It's obnoxious in my mind. That just drives me nuts after a while. And the super kick by the Usos is so overused.
Yes. It's not. It's just a move now for them. But I think like the kicking out of finishers thing. Like, I think Sammy deserved a kick out of a big one. And
I'm not saying that you can't kick out of one, maybe two, but when it's constant, it's like, golly, man, every time, this is what's the point of having a finisher?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I think it's it doesn't bother me as much. I know a lot of guys it bothers them, but in big matches and big moments, it does not really bother me all that much.
I get it.
It's overdone for me.
Yeah. It could be overdone. If I have one criticism about the whole thing, it was that Jey Uso I thought there should have been more conflict there.
I agree.
But hey, I guess that they him not wanting to do it.
Yeah, I get you.
I thought it would have been more cool if it was Sammy didn't want to hurt Jey and Jey didn't want to hurt Sammy.
Yeah. I thought there was gonna be a point. It was towards the end when so Sammy was in the ring, in the corner or whatever, and Jey was going after him, and Jey kind of walked away slowly, and they kind of got in his face. I thought he was gonna kind of do like a damn, this guy is not going down. I think, but it kind of just stopped. I was like, come on, that'd been a great moment to kind of sell
he was not.
Holy shit, I respect this guy because he's not giving up.
There was no conflict in him, which should have been alarming. Leading into the main event, because it doesn't look like they're going to do this main event Jey Uso versus Roman thing anymore, which I thought they were going to do, but we'll get to it, whatever. I would have ended it I would have had Jey super kick Jimmy and then like fall back into the corner because he's all fucked up and hurt. And they could have done like a Shawn Michaels Ric Flair thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm sorry, I love you. Boom, Haluva kick. Beautiful. Cinema.
I wish, if I had one thing, I wish they would have had Jay accidentally hit Jimmy with something.
Yeah, something along those lines. Because like,
name him out of the way. Jay super kicks him or something.
Because like a really big interesting thing that like I saw somewhere, like a theory of like this whole bloodline story, is that Jey Uso's the main character. Because he was the first guy that Roman beat for the title, or beat the shit out of him, and he's the like he out of anyone in the family, he went through the most abuse, and after Roman loses the titles, it could have been Jey versus Roman at SummerSlam, and like a grudge match to officially kill the bloodline. I would have loved that.
Those lines they had Heyman tonight turn them away from coming into the room.
Yeah,
so there's down the line with that.
Son of a.
We'll see what happens with this tag match tonight. So
Man, I got 12%. Can you imagine my computer died in the middle of the podcast? That would have been awesome. That would have been first. I just can't. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. Battery not charging. Huh.
oh boy.
Oh boy. This is gonna be awesome. This is my favorite part of the episode is when my computer dies and then I lose all of it. Charge, you fucker. Are you charging?
So Gary, what are you drinking?
Basil Hayden.
Crack.
Delicious.
Good stuff.
Delicious, yes.
Oh, so delicioso. Delete all my homework here. Uno momento, boys. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
So Nick, who's your favorite UFC of all time?
What was that?
Who's your favorite UFC fighter of all time?
I really just started watching it recently, but I like Colby Covington a lot, or like Jorge Masvidal. I like those guys.
I said I was probably around 19, 20. I was into it a little bit back when the Chuck Liddell era.
Oh yeah, like I didn't watch any of that era. Like the last John Jones fight was the first time I've actually watched him fight live.
Okay. Yeah, I was probably from like 19 to 21, 22. I was really into it, and then I'm way too into sports, so I had to find something to cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just we like it's kind of been this like last years when we really kind of got into it. Just so we can have something to talk about on the podcast on a consistent basis. We're running out of shit. I don't even know what we're gonna do next weekend. Or next week. Yeah. I don't know anything about baseball.
Well, there's the Cardinals. That's the team in St. Louis. Nick clearly has a blanket behind him. That is Cardinals. So he probably knows something.
He would have had no fucking idea that was sitting behind him this entire time until you mentioned it.
I mean, I've noticed it before, but
if you ask Nick one player on the fucking St. Louis Cardinals, he would say fucking Yadier Molina.
I would.
Exactly. Because that's who I would say. He doesn't know he's not on the team anymore.
Then why would you say his name?
Because
if he's not on the team, why would you say his name?
That's the closest thing I could come up with.
I heard in baseball they got a little like time limit between pitches now. Is that a thing?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. That's fucking wild.
Does it make the game better?
Yeah, it's cut out about 25 minutes a game.
It's yeah. I mean, better is a strong word, but it makes it different. I'll put it that way.
Some guy.
What happens when it like expires? Does it just come a ball?
So, Gary, correct me if I'm wrong. So, base is empty. It's a 15-second clock. Pitcher, the batter has to be looking like at the pitcher by 8 seconds, and if he's not, it's an automatic strike. And then if the batter is looking at the pitcher by 8 seconds and the pitcher does not throw it by the end of the timer, it's automatic ball.
Yep.
And then
like that rule.
And then when there's runners on, it goes to 20 seconds. So you have 5 extra seconds.
Imagine you're a batter and 105-mile-per-hour fucking fastball comes whizzing by your head, and you just pictured your entire life before your eyes, and now you just realize, yeah, get back in the batter's box in the next 4 seconds.
You got
the
8
only thing-
seconds.
That's the only thing, and not to go off around the rabbit hole, but I wish for foul balls they would change it a little bit, because I think when you swing, there's a difference between, like, give yourself a minute to readjust things, and like,
You did
like I get you, if you stand there and take a pitch, you should be ready to go right away.
you just shit yourself
You
live on.
fall one off, or you get,
Yeah.
give me a second to get myself situated again.
You just shit yourself live on television, and now you have to get back in the batter's box until before the timer fucking runs out. Yeah, I don't know anything about baseball. I'm not gonna lie. I barely know anything about football, but hey, we found a way to make a show out of it. So
There you go.
yeah, I'm
Start
sure.
watching.
Yeah, I would rather talk.
Gary and I will bring us on. We'll talk baseball for 2 hours if we have to.
Hey, if I need to fill an episode, that's the plan. Uh, so that leads night 2, which, by the way, we can say that night 1 was significantly better than night 2. It's not even close, right? That's a fair assessment.
Night 1 gets an A.
Yeah, night 1 feels like it was booked by Triple H. Night 2 feels like it was a Vince McMahon show. Fair enough. Yeah. So night 2 kicked off with Brock Lesnar versus Omos. I know that Jacob was super upset because he's an Homo sapien. Everybody had Brock Lesnar winning this match except me. Yeah, I had Omos winning, I think.
Brock was not going to lose this match.
Listen, Brock Lesnar's been getting fucking smoked by Bobby Lashley the last couple weeks. Omos is
not Bobby Lashley.
Vince loves Omos. Omos has been killing nothing but jobbers. If Brock Lesnar would squash Omos in this match, it doesn't make Omos look strong, who they want to keep around for a long time.
Omos is awful. Omos is awful. Brock is Brock. That's all we got to say about that.
If I had to make that assumption of, well, this wrestler is awful, they're not going to put him over, then we wouldn't be having a conversation. There are dozens of terrible wrestlers that get put over on a weekly basis. And it's typically a Vince McMahon idea. Exhibit A, the first 8 years of Roman Reigns' fucking career. He just started being entertaining. Are we going to forget that, by the way? Are we going to forget that Roman Reigns has been terrible and was forced down our throats for years and years and years and years and years, had 5 WrestleMania main events before anyone ever gave a shit about him, and then they turned him heel, which we were asking them to do from the very beginning, and now he's had one of the greatest title runs of all time.
Okay, but there's the 7th Mania he headlined.
This was his 7th WrestleMania.
Yep. Headlining.
His first one was 31 against Brock. Great match. Second one was...
I'm not going to tell you what just happened on Raw.
Am I going to be agitated?
You might.
What happened?
You really want me to spoil it?
Yeah.
So it was supposed to be Reigns and Solo in a tag match versus Brock and Cody. And as Cody was getting introduced, Brock Lesnar just F5'd him.
About right.
And now he's gonna beat he's gonna F5 him again right now. Brock just turned heel.
Oh, great. Brock Lesnar turned heel. Who fucking cares? How do you fuck this up so badly? Oh my God.
I gotta go turn on. I'm moving rooms.
You still got 8 minutes left in the show, so.
Well, I also forgot the national championship of basketball is on.
Oh yeah.
So that's going
You
too.
know what? What's sad is that'd been a great match. Brock and Cody versus the Bloodline. That'd been a great match.
Yeah, but why would you expect that Brock Lesnar would wrestle on a Raw?
He's dressed. Might as well, if he's dressed, might as well.
God bless. What a fucking shit show. How agitating. Hold on. I gotta make a little edit here. God.
Now the question is Brock gonna align with the Bloodline and Paul Heyman?
God, no.
We're just gonna go with Cody and Brock at SummerSlam.
I don't know what they're gonna do, Mike. I don't have an answer for you
Sorry,
anymore.
I've,
This has gone off the fucking rails so much that I can't even begin. You know what this is? This is John Cena when he lost to The Rock. He came out the next night. Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of him.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
he's like beating his ass.
This is what this is.
By the way, if you see a head, this is it's just over. He's like,
He's going to town.
oh yeah.
We're in the timekeepers.
Interesting.
Now, Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes could be interesting. Could be an interesting match. Do you know what would really be interesting? If it was for the fucking title! You fucking douchebags! Anyway, moving on to the next. Huh?
How do you really feel?
Oh, don't worry. We'll get to the main event. You'll see how I really feel. Moving on to the next match.
Yes.
I don't even know what the next match was after Brock versus Omos.
It was Ronda, all them.
Oh, yeah, it's the women's showcase. Gary got this one right. I was going to go with Ronda, but he convinced me and picked the random fucking people who weren't even announced whenever we were doing predictions yet. So that's awesome. I heard it was just fine. I don't know. There was a lot of like nothing matches on the second night. What happened after that?
Next was Gunther versus Sheamus versus McIntyre.
This match smacked. This match.
Maybe the best match of the week.
This match went hard. It was just three big dick grown men slapping the fucking meat off each other's chest.
That was a terrible way to describe that.
I feel am I inaccurate?
I mean,
No.
big dick guy slapping meat.
Yeah. Was I inaccurate? That's the question. I don't care if you thought it was
your definition of slapping the meat.
Was I inaccurate, Mike? I don't care if you thought it was terrible. I was not wrong in my description of this match. These are three men, probably with above-sized penises, smacking the meat on each other's chest. Am I correct?
It was the best match of the weekend.
This match went hard. This match was great. I was correct. Gunther won. I finally felt like I was getting the ball rolling here, by the way.
My choice.
Yeah. Gary
my thought with that was Cody would win and then Gunther would challenge him.
I feel like it'd be too soon. And with McIntyre and WWE not being able to come to an agreement on a contract extension, I don't think they were ever going to put the belt on him. I could have saw them putting the belt on Sheamus, which would have made this even funnier if Nick would have gotten that point too. But I think that the Gunther is just going to hold it for a while.
Apparently, they see the title he's never won.
Maybe that's true. I don't know.
I think they said that.
I mean, I could have saw Sheamus winning it just because he wrestled Gunther a couple times now. And they were all great matches. But yeah, this smacked. This went hard. Is Cody still getting fucked up or?
Oh yeah, he just got that fight on the stairs.
He's
Bleeding.
He's still getting beat up.
Yeah.
Has the match happened?
There was no match.
So
they've just spent the last 5 minutes beating the shit out of Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
Roman Reigns isn't even down there.
Oh yeah.
No.
Good. I'm glad.
He did.
Yeah. So this is John Cena. Like this is what they're doing. They're just trying to completely redo the John Cena Rock feud. There's no huh?
He's now walking away.
Hope he's coming back.
Like ahead of
He'll come back.
fucking stupid.
God, Mike, I'm so happy you thought this was a good idea. What was the next match?
Next match was Belair versus Asuka.
Good match. I lost points on this one too. I was the only one who thought Asuka was going to win because why the fuck wouldn't she win? Why? Asuka hasn't won one fucking WrestleMania. Can you let her win? What's the point of building her up every fucking year just to lose at WrestleMania?
This is only her second WrestleMania, though, isn't it?
No.
She was hurt for like a year and a half.
To my understanding, she has lost every WrestleMania. She lost her streak to Charlotte in 34. I don't know if I imagine she wrestled in 35.
I could be wrong.
From what I saw, she has lost 5 WrestleManias.
Let's see.
Well, she must have missed one, but
did she wrestle last year?
She had her new gimmick. She looked badass. Bianca Belair, I don't get it. Her gimmick is she has long hair. Okay.
She didn't wrestle last year.
Bianca had a great title run. Maybe. I don't know. I don't watch the show. It was time, I thought. But no, apparently not. I mean, hey, if I would have won this one, I probably could have got myself back in the game a little bit here. But I guess we'll never fucking know. So I lost. Everyone gained a point on this one too, except me. So from now on, I guess whenever we do predictions for any show, if everybody has like a unanimous decision, I'm not going against the grain because I'm not going to be the only one who doesn't get a point. What's going on now?
Brock just flipped him off from top of the ramp. Double bird.
Is Cody like covered in blood?
They just went off the air.
Off the air.
Good. Great way to end Raw. Anyway.
So next was the horrendous Shane McMahon return that no one asked for.
Yeah, could have been LA Knight.
And then blew out his quads.
Yeah, exploded his quad. So Shane McMahon came out to wrestle The Miz. Again in a surprise match, and within 12 seconds, Shane McMahon blew out his quad.
Hey, no, his father.
Yeah, like father, like son. And then I don't know.
I thought I read that. I'm not 100% of this, but I thought I read that the referee told Snoop Dogg to do the people's elbow.
I heard Snoop Dogg called it his own audible.
Yeah,
I heard this was himself.
After he knocked him out, I thought I heard, but either way, what a smart audible call.
Yeah.
By whoever.
What? Right. One could argue you could have done that from the beginning.
Probably.
Did anyone ask for Shane McMahon to come back? I texted you guys and I said, you know how much I miss Shane McMahon? I forgot that he was gone.
Yeah.
Did anyone ask for this? Shane's quad didn't ask for this.
The best part, though, is as he blew it out, the referee is like, he still got it. And then he blew it out.
Oh, yeah. You still got it. Rips his fucking quad in half. Imagine how Shane feels. Came back just to fucking tear his quad in 20 seconds for a stupid piss break segment. Whatever. Yeah, so that was terrible. Next was the Hell in the Cell, correct?
Yeah.
Nick gained a point. Everybody else lost a point. Because why the fuck would Finn Balor, as the Demon, lose to fucking almost retired 50-year-old Edge in Hell in a Cell?
This one probably makes the least amount of sense to me.
Yep, I agree.
I saw on Twitter that the reason that they did this was because Edge, like, they had this whole feud, and Balor's done a bunch to Edge over the years, or over the last year. And I sat there and I thought about it, and I was like, do you know why this feud has lasted a year? Because Edge fucked off for 6 months of it.
Yeah.
He hasn't been here. Why would Edge need this win? Was Edge on Raw tonight?
Not that I saw, but I don't know.
Probably not. Why? You have the demon. He's the demon in Hell in a Cell. The last time we saw the demon, it was a catastrophic failure where he lost to Roman Reigns because the top rope exploded or whatever the fuck happened in that match. Balor cracked his skull open in like a fucking, speaking of Subway sandwiches, a foot-long incision across the base of his skull. He got stapled in the match. He still lost.
Yeah.
This is like an 18-minute Hell in a Cell. I don't get it. I don't understand. I just don't understand.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I don't care that Edge won, but if he was gonna win, why bring out the demon? Just make it Finn Balor.
Why? Yeah, why? What was the point?
I mean, you have one of the few really good quote attractions in the demon.
It's
Why
just
make it
buried. It's just dead and buried.
Why?
It's just over. I cannot believe. I don't understand. I can't believe Triple H called for this.
Yeah.
He loves Finn Balor. I can't believe it. I mean, I don't understand. That one made fuck all sense. I don't understand this one at all. It was a fine match.
Yeah.
I guess. It was just okay. It was just fine.
Looks like it ended early because of the injury. It had to.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think like Hell in a Cells are really hard to do now.
Yeah.
They like so people could see they colored the chairs and the fucking kendo sticks purple and red. That was stupid.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was corny. Just make it red. If you're gonna make it anything, just make them all red. I don't know.
See, Hell in a Cell to me it's a gimmick match that has, I don't want to say overstays welcome, but it's become too much. Like Hell in a Cell was supposed to be like huge feud. Hey, this is the final match. Like it's gonna end now, and we're gonna do it in Hell in a Cell. Like, but now there's a whole fucking pay-per-view where there's like 5 of them. It's like
it's like Triple H. So Triple H just killed the Hell in a Cell thing, which is good. He killed the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And it's like you can do it. You can do it in PG and it be good. It's possible. I've seen it. You can do it. Remember how pissed off I was when Cody Rhodes left AEW?
Yeah.
Remember how fucking agitated I was? You know what really sold this whole Cody Rhodes thing for me? When he wrestled with a torn fucking pec in a brutal Hell in a Cell match when he didn't have to. That's what, I mean, it's possible. You can do it. And then this led right into the main event, right?
Yep.
Speaking of main events.
Hey, Nick, sit back and get a drink. This is going to be fun.
Ooh.
I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. So up until this point, it was a night 2 was not good, but night 1 wasn't bad. It was kind of eh. Night 1 was really good. I was texting back and forth with Jacob. Jacob's a big Roman Reigns guy.
Would you call him a homosexual?
Yeah, I would argue that. I would argue that he is a romosexual. He's a big fan of the big dog and the big hog. You know what I'm saying? In all of Roman's main events, has any one of them felt this big?
Oof.
This was big. I can't remember the last time a WrestleMania like ending felt this massive.
Sammy at Elimination Chamber.
I'm talking WrestleMania.
Oh, I think just meant Roman in general.
I would say this felt bigger than Sammy.
Who did he fight last year?
Brock.
That's right. That's right. That's where he got. That's right. That's where they unified the titles or whatever.
Yeah, he fought.
That was a big match.
Yeah. He fought Brian, and was it the big match? Was it really?
I wasn't as big as this one, no, but
you
really knew who was going to win that one. So
he wrestled. He wrestled Daniel Bryan and Edge the year previous.
That's right.
He wrestled, that was 37. 36 was during the pandemic. 35, he was not the main event. He was the main event at 34 in New Orleans. I went to that one. That was against Brock. That was bad. He wrestled The Undertaker in 33. That was bad. He wrestled Triple H in a match that nobody wanted to see.
That was horrible.
I don't remember that one.
It's the one where Triple H was the champion.
Yeah.
He
WrestleMania
lost.
32 in Dallas. Like, everybody was hurt.
I don't remember that one.
They had the Royal Rumble was for the belt.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been Dean Ambrose.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Dean Ambrose. WrestleMania 31 felt pretty big. But then again, also should have been Daniel Bryan. I don't think there has been a WrestleMania main event besides Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30 that felt this big.
Yeah.
This felt massive. This was a giant box office feeling. It was an emotional story. Finish the story, Cody. Finish the story. Roman Reigns is as unbeatable as ever.
Doing all of his dad's moves.
He does his dad's moves. It's beautiful. It's emotional. The bloodline story coming to an end. They could all fall, which, spoiler alert for you guys in case you didn't know, they should have all fall. They gave this match like 40 minutes.
Not that much.
It was about a 30-minute match.
Yeah, right. 35 minutes.
About 35 minutes.
Sure.
Plus entrances.
So 45 minutes.
About 40. Yeah, I mean, it was almost like I just fucking said that.
Did you notice that there was not much Pyro Night one?
Yeah, wonder why.
Cody got
why.
it all night too.
Yeah. The entrances felt big. He gave the belt to Brody Lee's kid in the front row. It just
is that the one that Roman used on him, or did he come down with two?
He came down with two,
Okay.
I think. Maybe I'm making that up, but I think so. I can't imagine that he took the belt away from Brody's kid just to smack him with it.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
So that was emotional. He hugged his daughter. Finish the story, Cody. I intend to finish my story. It's time for you to finish yours. Sami Zayn finished his story the night before. They have been planning this for months. Some would say that they've been planning this for a year because it doesn't matter if Cody tore his pec or not. He was going to be in the main event of WrestleMania this year. Want to know why he was going to be in the main event of WrestleMania this year, Mike? I'm looking at you.
Why?
Because Roman beat everybody already, except Cody Rhodes. So it made sense to put Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania. You know, that's the reason why Cody Rhodes came back in the first place. Fantastic match.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible match. Unbelievable. Solo Sikoa got ejected. Big pop there. Cody kicks out of the 1D. The Usos come down. Sammy and Kevin stop the Usos. They're all there. The entire blood. This is perfect. This is perfect. Story could have ended here. They're all here for the ending of the story. Out of nowhere, Solo Sikoa hits Cody with a fucking Samoan spike after Cody just stands there for some reason. Cody gets speared. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns retains the title. No Dwayne Johnson. No Dwayne Johnson. The ending of WrestleMania was the exact same ending as it was the past 2-3 years in a row. Roman Reigns holding the titles, celebrating as Cody Rhodes cries in the middle of the ring.
That photo is though.
It's a great photo. It's a great photo. You know what I wish, though? That I never fucking saw it. Because it should have never happened. It makes no fucking sense, Mike. What are we doing? So why would they do this? Why would Roman Reigns defeat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania? Well,
Let's see what Mike has to say. Mike?
Mike, go ahead, because whatever you want to say, I just want you to know now. In about 5 minutes, when you're done talking, I'm going to bury it. So go ahead.
Well, I first of all, I was cool either way. I just thought that first of all, I was right in my prediction. So thank you very much. And
oh yeah,
I look at it a few ways. One, over the last 3 years, who has carried WWE? Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. Yeah.
He's this close to 1,000 days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why? I mean, I get it. At some point, there is a level of,
hey,
you know what? You've done all this for us. Let's get you at least your 1,000 days. Right?
Oh,
That's just a minor reason.
Yeah.
But I look at it. I could not see.
Yeah.
The Usos losing and Reigns on the one. I mean, how do you make it all crumble in one event?
So
if you built up to that, somehow built up to, there's already tension within the bloodline, and it wasn't done well enough. I mean, yes, there was a little bit with Jay, but not much. If you had done more to show that this is the night they crumble, because there's already tension there, I get it. But the night before, you can't. I just didn't see how you could make if the Usos had retained. Fine, then Roman loses. And then there's, again, I think it's all about storytelling. That's what WWE's in the business of, storytelling. And now you can, I know what you're doing.
Yeah. No, I'm listening.
I
love it.
I think it's a matter of,
I love it. Yeah.
You know, with the Usos losing, now Reigns can say, hey, I did my job. You guys fucked up. You didn't do your job. And now there's going to be a story there. Now, I don't like what happened with Raw tonight. I think Cody should get his rematch at some point.
Was there any of that happening in Raw tonight?
No, I mean there was a talk about it, but it turned into a tag match, which turned into a heel turn. But
right.
But you can tell me I'm entitled to my opinion. I just think it'd been stupid.
You absolutely are. I think absolutely are entitled to your opinion.
Stupid to kill it all in one night.
Yeah, no, you are absolutely entitled to your opinion, despite the fact that your opinion is fucking stupid.
Tell me yours, and I'll tell you why you're wrong.
It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard of in my life. Let me stop you there. Let me go ahead, go a little rant here. You said earlier in your little conversation topic how could you possibly book they all falling in the same show? I'll tell you how. Easily. Fucking, because it wanna know why it would be easily? Because it was fucking right there. It was literally like on a plate, brought to you, hand delivered. This is the story. It's beautiful. It's perfect. Cody's going to do it for his dad. He's going to finish the story. He's going to be the first Rhodes to ever win a title. Now, I've been in multiple arguments with the fucking kid who lives across my hallway right now saying why this was a great idea because it's going to build the story to go even further to a Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns rematch. When's that going to happen, Mike?
I don't know. I don't work for WWE, so.
Well, you love this idea so much. I just was curious.
It could be SummerSlam. It could be WrestleMania next year. Who knows?
It could be SummerSlam. It could be. It will never be as big, but it could absolutely be in SummerSlam for some reason. It could be at WrestleMania a year from now. A year, which is 365 days. Do you know how many times that Roman Reigns defended the title this year?
Isn't
last year?
Isn't next year 366?
Whatever. Oh, it's even better.
I believe it is.
Roman has defended the title 7 fucking times in the last year. Do you know why? He has beaten everybody. There's nobody left. There's nobody. It was perfect. It was time. It was right. When it's time, it's time. And if you want to get Roman Reigns to 1,000 days, why? Why? What is him getting to 1,000 days do? It's not a record.
No.
It's
but
not.
When was the last time somebody had a reign this long in general?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, and it was long enough. When it's just time, when it's time, it's time. And then I'm being told constantly about how they're gonna do a big redemption story for Cody, and he isn't fallen yet. This whole fucking story was a redemption story. What did last year WrestleMania? I was sitting in the fucking Marcus Theaters arguing with you two over a group message about how Cody Rhodes left WWE. He was fuck all. He was nothing. He was Randy Orton's understudy. Then he became Stardust. He was an action figure. He was nothing. He left. He made him a name for himself. And then he came back to WWE. I have the text messages all there because I was pissed off and I was arguing with you two about it for literally about an hour and a half because that's what Gary likes to do, is just fucking argue. So he comes back, right? And if that wasn't, a redemption story in itself, he comes back, he has a great feud with Seth Rollins, he rips his pec in half, has to go away, comes back, wins the Rumble, another redemption story. Main event, perfect. It was right there. It was there for the taking. It's fantastic.
I gotta agree with Ian. The moment was there.
The moment was right, and when it's right, you go with it, and it just
because it made more sense because Cody helped get Sammy and KO together, and then they did the first part of taking the bloodline down. Like you said, Cody with the whole redemption story. I got to finish the story. It 80,000 people night 2. I mean, it. What I text you today, Mike, we got so mad that WWE became so predictable, yet they should have done a predictable thing this time.
Yep.
Mike, I'm not bashing you.
No, I know you're not.
I love you to death.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you. Even though your opinion is invalid. I'm a big fan of yours. Because I'm really just trying to be as loud as possible to piss him off across the hall because I know he's listening and he can't ever come back on the show again. So he can't ever defend himself. Not ever again, indefinitely. But I think that it just, and like, if you're going to have Cody lose, you built this moment for as long as you have. Why is Sami Zayn not in this match? What's the point?
Why not have Cody lose before Mania? I think the thing with the WWE is 1,000 days because it's a nice round number.
Yeah.
I just don't get that. I just don't care.
If he held it for 722 days, I think Cody wins. I think they want it to be 1,000. So I think they're going to do the whole break him down, beat him down, and then he'll come back and win it, which I think is dumb. I think the moment's gone. You had 2 moments. If you're not going to have Cody win now, then you should have had Sammy win at Elimination Chamber. You had two absolute peak, all-time, we'll remember in 50 years from now, moments that they passed on to keep the belt on Roman Reigns to win the same way he has won the last 3 years. You had, the pop at Elimination Chamber would have been huge. Then they built the story great. They turned, the family into the family aspect on both sides again, and they had a chance to redeem themselves with a huge pop to make this possibly an all-time WrestleMania. And I think they dropped the ball on it at the end.
I am not I never thought that Roman was going to beat Sammy, because Roman Reigns losing the titles, it has to be a WrestleMania. It's too big.
And I agree. And they shouldn't have had him beat Sammy. But if you're going to have him not lose the title, then
if him beating Sammy was fine, if you're just going to give it to Cody,
yeah,
why change plans? And Roman, so if the whole point of this was so Cody could lose, to build a redemption story for Cody, so these guys can do it again for the rematch to try and make it bigger in the box office, will it be as big at a SummerSlam?
It's going to feel forced.
You could try to do it at WrestleMania next year, and I think that it could be big if you do it at WrestleMania. But that's how you're going to get there.
You know what? Roman carry the belt.
That's the story that has to be continued.
It really doesn't, though. It really didn't have to be continued. It could
No.
have
No,
ended.
I think the fact that he lost, he didn't lose clean. I mean, he lost dirty, obviously. There were shenanigans.
So this is the story that they're going to tell. Roman beat Cody Rhodes when he had help from his family. The Bloodline are going to break up, and then when they rematch, Roman Reigns is going to be all alone.
Yeah, and they kind of hinted that tonight when they said, Cody said I had you beat until he stepped in and pointed at Solo.
Yeah.
They're going to make it to where the Bloodline breaks apart and he's got to do it on his own. And it's going to be like, you can't beat me without your family.
Yeah.
That's what
but it's going to be it's just the wrong time.
Wrong pay-per-view.
Okay, so Reigns loses last night.
Right.
But what happens on Raw today with the Bloodline?
Cody comes out.
I mean, it's just like, okay, guys, we lost all our gold. Guess we're broken up. Like,
then
here's what I would have done. Here's what I would have done.
Roman can say, you lost your belts. You weren't able to help me retain mine.
Here is what I would have done. Ian books it. New segment on Forever Talking.
Oh, God, I'll never be back on.
Cody wins the titles. Fucking iconic moment. It's the gold accents of WrestleMania everywhere. Fucking pyro. Confetti comes down as the three as Sammy, Kevin, and Cody are all celebrating in the ring. Imagine that moment when Cody he's getting ready for the third fucking crossroads. He looks up in the sky. Cody cries. Cody loves to cry. He looks up in the sky. I love you, Dad. Bang. One more fucking crossroad. Confetti, big celebratory moment. Cody comes out, introduces a new title, which they already have set up for him, by the way, which they already approved on a new design for when Roman loses the belts. I would have ended Raw after Mania like this. Roman pissed off at the Bloodline, pissed off at his family. We crumbled, we failed. You guys lost your titles. You couldn't help me retain mine, and it's all your fault. Looks at Jey Uso, fucking pushes him in the face. Bang, super kick. Jey Uso kicks Roman Reigns. Fucking everybody goes wild. Jey Uso finally defends himself. Jey walks out of the ring. The Bloodline is in absolute shambles because Cody Rhodes did a promo, if you don't remember this, where he had a promo with Roman Reigns that he said, Jey is going to leave you. And then Jimmy is going to leave you too. Jey versus Roman goes away because when he loses the titles, he's going to go take a break for a little bit. He deserves to have a break. Roman comes back, SummerSlam, Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns, grudge match. Jey Uso wins by help from Jimmy Uso, who kicks Roman Reigns. Jey Uso beats Roman Reigns. Bloodline dead. Over. Everything that Cody said in that promo comes to pass one by one. You could have tied it back to it. Beautiful. Iconic. SummerSlam. Cody Rhodes, who's the Universal or the WWE fucking Universal Champion of the World versus Randy Orton. Great moment there. It's just there. It's just it was just Mike. It was just there. It was literally like you can't make the shit up. It was handwritten by God himself, and I think like Jesus when he was writing the story, he wrote it and he put it in a file folder and he handed it to Triple H and he said, "This is my life's work over the last
Vince
year."
got and went, I'm God, not you.
And Vince came in and said, fuck God, and burned it. And now we have what we have. And now Cody Rhodes is getting fucking flatlined by Brock Lesnar. Why?
It's all about this, baby.
I get it.
Line has made you so much money. Keep it going.
But wouldn't you rather just walk into the I knew my pick of Roman was way out of left field. I thought I was going to lose that for sure. So I'm more in the boat of just me personally. I like the unpredictability part. I like the swerves. I think those are because you know why? Because it gets us doing the shit we're doing right now. I get it.
So I get it. I think it opens up possibilities that I'm curious.
I understand. Mike, what's your favorite movie?
Cody gets back into it because it's going to be interesting. But everything you said could just happen too. Hey, You guys lost your titles last night. You know, I did my job, and and Jay gets in Jay's face, and now all of a sudden,
I have no problem with them doing the Cody redemption story because now it's over, and that's the only thing that you could do. I just have a problem with when they get to that point. If it's not at WrestleMania,
I'm with you.
Why not? Why wouldn't you just do it? Like, I understand that they did it for a business standpoint. They keep the feud going. Print money, right? The chase. It's the chase for Cody. Even though the chase has lasted the last 15 years, the chase still continues. Mike, what's your favorite movie?
What's my favorite movie?
Go ahead.
That's tough, but probably like Shawshank Redemption's up there, top movie.
Shawshank Redemption.
Great movie. Yeah.
End of the movie. A plane hits the fucking prison, kills Morgan Freeman. Terrible ending, right? But we'd be talking about it for years to come.
Sure.
Just because it sparks conversation doesn't make it the correct decision.
I'm not saying it's the correct decision. I'm just saying I like the camaraderie that we have right now. Like, this is what I enjoy.
WrestleMania 30. Daniel Bryan has to beat Triple H to get to the main event. Boom, pedigree. Triple H goes in the main event instead of Daniel Bryan. Kofi Mania. Kofi versus Daniel Bryan. Nope. This is going to be Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan instead. They actually go through with it. It just, you just.
I'm not saying that there aren't better. I'm just.
I understand, Mike. I understand, and it's more of I'm just looking for somebody to attack because I'm so agitated.
You your fury on with it.
And I mean, there's nobody else I can attack because Gary, for the first time in his fucking life, agrees with me, and Nick has no idea what we're talking about. And you sent one text message last night, which just insinuated all of this. And it was just your opinion. You're allowed to have your opinion.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Me or Gary?
You.
Oh, me. Okay, yeah.
So
it's all I don't know. Cody Rhodes destroyed the throne with the sledgehammer at AEW.
I think so. I think that's why this is happening. This is a receipt.
Yep.
Now listen, they could build to this redemption story, and it could be really, really good if you do it at WrestleMania again. I mean, like if you do it at SummerSlam, it's still gonna be good. It just won't be as good.
Agreed.
I don't know. Well, we can go ahead and wrap up that segment now. Mike, I got everything out of the way that I wanted to get out of the way. I appreciate you coming on so I could yell at you.
Fine. That's what I'm here for.
Good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm glad we understand our roles. We can go ahead and wrap up this segment. Do you have a riddle ready? I know.
Sure.
You sure?
So how about this? This is an oldie but a goodie. You guys might know it.
Hold on, let me do the segment. And then you can
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, goddamn. I mean, you're all over the place today. You know, you thought Roman should have won. I mean, all right. Answer this riddle correctly to win $5. The first person who answers this riddle correctly wins $5. We will Venmo you $5. It's the first person we see answer correctly. It's not the first person who actually answers it correctly. Must be following the social media platforms across the board. Mike, go ahead and say the riddle.
All right. So Ian's mom has 4 sons. Penny, nickel, dime. Who's the 4th son?
Answer that riddle correctly to win $5. We will send $5 to the first person we see answer the riddle correctly. Must be following the page. Cool.
Get yourself a $5 footlong that don't exist.
Yeah, you could totally get yourself
We've
a $5 footlong.
Circle.
Yes, we have. And now we could wrap it up. All right, boys. Well, that's pretty. I got my rant out of the way. I don't know what I'm going to make in the clips. It was just a whole lot of me being angry. So, but yeah. Are we all good, gentlemen?
Good.
I appreciate you boys coming back on the show. Nick, I appreciate you being so quiet today, like a mouse.
I didn't know anything about WrestleMania.
That's all right. It's all right. Nick is just here he's a reaction.
Nick's here to be here.
Yeah, he's my support. He's like
I was zoned out like half of that.
Yeah, he's like my emotional support puppy, you know. If I get too angry, Nick calms me down. You're right. He doesn't. He just eggs me on to yell at Mike even more. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and wrap this episode up here. Hopefully you enjoyed. This was episode 20. Nick, we finally did something consistent in our lives to continue on. Every time Mike and Gary come on, it's an absolute treat, even though it's only been twice. And every time they come on, it makes my job even harder because this is going to be another 2-hour episode. We can't wait to have them on in the future. Yeah. I just want to thank everybody again for making episode 19 such a massive episode. And hopefully episode 20 becomes an even bigger episode. We'll see you next week for episode 21 of Forever Talking. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. I'm sure we'll figure that out. We'll just come up with some shit probably. But thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Forever Talking, where we talk nothing forever. My name is Ian Moore, my commentating partner and co-host Nicholas, as well as Mike and Gary. Thanks for joining us, boys. We'll see you all on the next one. Peace. Love you. Homo sapiens.
Bitch, I've been feeling so godlike. Starting me and take all the spotlight. Actually, I did cause I own that shit. You think otherwise, you were not right. Bitch, I've been feeling so godlike. Starting me and take all the spotlight. At the top now when I run this shit. Remember when you said that I can't write?
Yo, yeah, I've been feeling so godlike. Low cold like I wrote it on a Klondike. That's a bar, I'm a